Marikuma, and I am the owner of Marikuma Healing, where we heal our mind, body, soul, and heart. I talk about tips and tricks to have a healthy mind, a healthy body, a healthy soul, and healthy emotions. We talk about healing from trauma and abuse, how to have healthy relationships, and how to have a healthy relationship with ourselves. I do card readings with playing cards. I read your personality through your hands, and I offer counseling and advice. I'm not a certified counselor, but I've counseled quite a few people while my business has been running for almost 2 years. Now, on top of the card readings and the palm readings, and mind, body, soul videos and things like working on handling stress and trauma and abuse and anxiety and depression and things of that nature, how to ground ourselves and keep ourselves steady and love ourselves for our goodness and our bad. I do some witchy videos as well. I talk about how to cleanse your body with herbs, how to meditate and ground yourself, energies, chakras, you know, how to use things around you to help you out, how to handle negative energies, and much more. What's witchcraft? How does magic work? Can anybody do it? Yes, you guys can, right? You don't have to be born in a special family or have a special thing to be spiritual. Everybody's born with the gift, but how to handle that gift and how to go about it, right? And just understanding that you are worth so much and there's only one of you, and you should be able to embrace your uniqueness and love yourself before you start trying to love others or allow others to love you. Now, that being said, I try to make my introduction as short as I can because I know that it can take a long time. Welcome to you guys for part three of our air sign 2026 year reading, where we're reading the whole year of 2026 for you guys so you know what you're walking into when January hits. Speaking of January, we're going to be talking about in part three, right? This video. We're getting into January through December. We're separating this 12 months into sets of three. Okay. So the first 3 months is what we're going to be talking about. And then we're going to kind of carry it on like that. Again, for mainly part one of the readings for the years when I'm doing them on live, right? It's just going to be me pulling out the cards, talking about what they are. And then in part two and three and four, or how many other parts it needs, we're going to get into details as to why these are energies or situations or things that some of you guys may be facing for the year to come. So let's get this party started, shall we? Get a snack, sit back, and relax because we're about to get into it. So, January, February, and March, the main theme for the first 3 months of 2026 is all about loss of opportunity, loss of money, loss of job, loss of home, loss of things. Okay. So, we're losing opportunity. Why? A lot of times when the five of diamond pops up, it's nothing to be really worried about. It's just kind of saying that there's some things that have been slowing you guys down. We're kind of getting rid of it. There's some things that you guys may have a hard time holding on to, and either you're not supposed to hold on to it, you're supposed to let it go, or this is how you can keep it and deal with any problems you may be having, right? Or facing. So, what is the cause of the loss of opportunity for January, February, and March? Encouragement, enjoying fruits of your labor. So this is the kind of card that is about like I worked really hard and now I'm being able to enjoy all that hard work, right? Okay. Mental health. So moving on and getting to a better place mentally is going to help you guys achieve your goals and be able to enjoy all that hard work that you're putting into. What is y'all's outcome? Healing. There's some things that you guys are not really dealing with, and you need to be able to let go. Okay? So the loss of opportunity is because you don't feel encouraged and you don't think all the hard work that you're putting into is actually paying off. And it's affecting how you think mentally and how you feel. Okay? Like I said before, your mental, emotional, and physical well being and spiritual well-being is all connected. Okay? We live in a world that has a lot of lies, and one of the biggest lies people are going to tell you guys is that everything is separated. It's not. A lot of things that you think are separated are very much together. Okay, like the elements, right? I go by the five elements. I don't go by like the Chinese wheel of elements. I go by like I think the Western ones where it's like water, earth, air, fire, and spirit, right? So the earth coexists with water. It helps things grow. The sun helps the plants have nutrients, right? So it helps it flourish and spread. The wind carries the seeds and it helps it spread and grow other places, right? And in nature, there is a spirit, there is an energy that you can get when you're outside and you're in fresh air, or when you're laying down in the grass and you're relaxing and you just kind of feel that peace come to you, right? The kind of centeredness, the steadiness, the strength that it has. All these elements coexist with each other. Yes, they have their separate own strengths and abilities, but they are not separate as a whole. They can coexist with one another and they have their own individuality, much like your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well being. If your mind is not a good place to be, it is going to affect you emotionally. Okay? And I want y'all to really understand that's a thing. So, all right. So, like I was saying, if mentally it's not right, you're overstressed, you're overwhelmed, you're not feeling confident within yourself, your thoughts are getting really bad, you're going to feel that too, right? You're going to feel the pressure and the uncertainty, and you're going to feel kind of small. And then your body's going to try to take in all that stress. So it's going to store it in your shoulders and your back and your arms and your heart and everything. And then your spirit's just going to kind of feel very low, like lack of energy, not really wanting to do anything because, again, the mind started it. It goes the same way if it was emotional or physical or whatever. They all need each other to lift each other up. So make sure that you're not hard on yourself if you're trying new things, okay? Because again, your work life and your financial life look great, okay? Relationship with family may be a little bit iffy for some of you guys, but everything else seems pretty legit. Okay, just focus on people that choose you. Don't choose people that don't choose you guys back. And loss of opportunity is okay. You're losing old things to make room for new things that are coming. And you guys are focusing on new opportunities. Don't focus on the opportunities that you lost. Okay, it's not coming as fast as you want. You don't think it's going to come anywhere. It is. Progress and like abundance takes time. You're not just going to get everything you want in one day. It takes work, it takes effort, and it takes time. Understand that you're getting it. It's on its way. It's coming. Maybe not right now, but that's all right. Let go of old mentalities where you have to believe that you're not good enough or not have your hopes up because you don't want to be disappointed. That's not healthy. You should expect the best. Understand that it may not happen the way that you want, and that's okay. Maybe what you want for yourself is not what's really in store for you. Like, for example, my mom always says that sometimes the door that we want to open is not our door. We want to have like a meal, right? We want to have like a sandwich and Coke and maybe some chips. But the door that's worth opening for us, right? The door that's coming to us has like a buffet. It has chips and dessert and shakes, and it has people eating with you, and it's a party. Why get something small and go after something small when you're supposed to get something bigger? You know what I mean? It's okay. Sometimes we don't know what's on the way. Maybe what we really want is not what we're getting because something much better is on the way. We're working for a bigger and better option. Okay? So, again, please be kind to yourself this coming year. And for the rest of 2025, Don't think that you're not going to make it. You've made it really far, and you're going to continue making it really far. You have to have faith in yourself. Okay? Like, really have to have faith in yourself. There's no reason for you guys to doubt yourselves. You have faith in everybody else. You lift up everybody, yet you can't lift up yourself. I mean, I've been there, and I've gotten a lot better at talking nicely to me. And I'm sorry that I talk about myself a lot in these videos, right? I use myself and others as examples so that way you guys can understand what I mean. Because maybe some way, like when I'm trying to explain things, it may not make a lot of sense, right? Sometimes we have one of those moments or days or years where we just don't feel like we're going to be doing anything. We're not good enough. You are enough. If no one said it, I'm saying it now. You are enough. You're going to get all those blessings, but you got to believe in yourself. If you do not believe in yourself, who is going to believe in you? You have your spirit guides, you have the higher power, you have your ancestors and loved ones that are guardian angels watching over you that believe in you. So you've got to be able to have that faith in yourself too. It's not selfish, it's not egotistical. You're supposed to have goodness for yourself, just like you have goodness for everybody else, okay? So work on the mental health. Let go of these doubts. These doubts, these, like how you say, limitations. They're blocking you from your blessing. Forget those things. You got it. You can do it. Don't do the what if it doesn't work. What if it does? Okay? Think on the positive side and go for it. Your energy and your perception will take you where you want to be. If it's negative viewpoint, you're going to get negative things because the higher power, the universe, God, or gods and goddesses and divine entities, right? The higher spirits of the divine power. They're going to look at you and be like, well, they're not ready for this blessing because they don't believe they can do it. So why should we give it to them if they don't think they deserve it? Maybe they're not ready right now, right? You got to switch your mindset. Okay. Now, healing. Let's get into it. Healing again is a 6-step thing that you're going to go through over and over again. Okay. And the reason why you're going to go through healing over and over again is because the moment you start healing, you have to understand that you're unlearning that much years. So I started healing like at 24, 22, 23, right? And that means I have 22 years to unlearn. I have to relearn everything and I have to learn how to do it in the right and healthy way. So yeah. Sorry, there's something on my foot that's bothering the Jesus out of me. But I'm focused on what I'm reading for you guys, okay? I promise. I can semi-multitask, so, you know. Anyways, yeah, healing is going to be a constant thing. Don't be afraid of healing. Be afraid of not growing and healing as you go along. There's some things you're not going to be able to heal from, but you'll be able to handle it a lot better, okay? It won't be throwing you off guard, making you feel less of a person, stressing you out, and things of that nature, right? Because you'll be able to handle it. You know how it feels. You know what to do to ground yourself. You know how to make yourself feel safe. You know coping mechanisms that are healthy for you, for your mind, your body, and your soul, and all of that, right? So the first 3 steps are going to be hard, but the last 3 steps of healing is super easy and fun. Okay, but you gotta go through the first 3 steps. Forgive yourself. I want you guys to understand forgiving yourself is easier said than done because we can forgive strangers and we can forgive people who have wronged us for years way easier than we can forgive ourselves for making a small mistake. Forgive your past self for doing what they thought was right at the time. People do not understand the choices you made and the decisions that had to be discussed, right? And options that you had to face to do what you did. You did what you thought was best. You may have been afraid, but you tried, okay? so forth and so on. You did what you could. Don't hate yourself for making a mistake. We all make mistakes. It's okay. We're learning each and every day. Every second of every time we are learning, we are adapting, we are growing, we are thriving, right? Okay. So forgive yourself for the mistakes you made. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you know now. Forgive yourself for giving chances to people who did not deserve the chances. Forgive yourself for changing yourself to try to please other people and whatever it may be. You're okay. You did what you thought was right. You had to make decisions that were tough and you had to stick with it. It's all right. We're not supposed to be perfect. We're not from heaven. We're not angels. You know what I mean? We're not Jesus and God and the Holy Ghost. We're people. We're flawed. We have cracks and scars and dents, and it makes us beautiful because each day is a new opportunity to do a little bit better. So, forgive yourself is the first step. You don't have to forgive anybody, but you do have to forgive yourself. The second step, working on your scars. Again, we as people have mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual scars, okay? Scars can be coming in memories. Sometimes memories hold a lot of power and a lot of pain and a lot of sadness and a lot of anger. And at the same time, it can be like it's a good memory, but at the same time, this memory makes me sad and upset. It can be dual emotions, it can be multiple emotions for one memory. And it can bring up feelings that you didn't want to deal with because they're too hard or they're uncomfortable, right? And your body can reminisce and feel the same way as you did in that memory, in that moment of emotion. And it can also affect how you see things, it can affect your spirit, right? And I know that it sounds really silly because everybody will look at you and be like, the scars aren't that serious. You're not in my shoes. You're not in my body. Okay, so you don't know what I'm experiencing. You see it as an outside perception. You're not inside my soul, feeling what I'm feeling, seeing what I'm seeing, and reminiscing what I'm reminiscing. You don't have my scars. And even though people go through the similar situations, their scars are different. Okay? It takes time to build yourself up. Be patient while you're building yourself up. Don't think that you're not doing a good enough job because you're not healed yet. Healing takes time. It requires you to feel and acknowledge and accept hard truths and be able to confront them in a healthy way without destroying yourself and killing yourself in the process. Mental scars are just as painful and devastating as physical wounds. Emotional scars are just as devastating as broken bones. Spiritual scars and trauma is just as devastating as being in the situation repeatedly over and over again because some scars people can't see. If I had scars all over my face and body, you guys can see that. They fade away, they heal. They may stay, but the memory behind the scars, the emotions when I was getting those scars, the attack in my soul that still lingers because of what happened. You can't see the inner scars. And you have to be very gentle with yourself while you're reminiscing and going through it. And when I say reminiscing, I'm not saying, oh, I'm just thinking back to the time I was traumatized. No, I'm thinking about what happened. I'm trying to have these feelings in a healthy way without overwhelming myself and killing myself. And I think the most annoying thing about healing that you guys are going to go through a lot, right, Gemini and Libra and Aquarius? Or again, whoever this year reading may resonate with you, okay? Because we're talking about what next year has in store for you. And the things that I'm talking about, you guys may have noticed this year. You may have noticed that there's certain people who are not healthy to be around, who are not really supposed to be in your circle. that there's habits that you've been holding on to this year that happened last year or the year before, some trauma that you went through and experienced, some pain that has caused you to have a lot of damage. And I'm not saying that to be ugly and mean. You know, we all have our scars and our baggage and things. But you guys have noticed some things this year that you don't want to carry for next year. Well, next year is going to teach you how to really heal and let go. So it will be gentle ish, but it will also be stern. Okay? They're not going to throw you in the den of wolves, but you are going to be pushed to let go of things. So you need to be able to work on those scars. And while you're working on the scars, we're going to enter the third step of healing, triggers. You see a lot of people being triggered by, like, if you see a veteran, right? Somebody who's a soldier, somebody who's in the armed forces, whether they are in the army or the Marines or the Coast Guard or the military or the Navy or the Air Force, right? People who've gone to see battle, people who have gone through stressful jobs, police officers, nurses, doctors, occasionally construction workers, and people who do like more manual hands-on work, right? Because your job demands a lot of you and you guys see a lot of crazy things. This can also happen to people who've been through like trauma, okay? Toxic abusive relationships, relationships where you've been cheated on and lied to and mistreated, right? Over and over and over again. Toxic family members, child trauma, adult trauma, teen trauma, anything that has put you in an extreme amount of stress continually without break, you get scars from that, okay? And everybody thinks that, oh, healing is just healing. It's like for a few months and then you'll be fine. This thing is a lifetime, okay? I have been healing for years. I'm 30 now, so I've been healing for like 6 and 7 years, okay? Each year I get stronger, each day I get wiser, and I'm able to handle a lot of things that used to break me. It doesn't break me anymore because now I know how to handle it a lot better. Yes, there's some things you're not going to heal from fully. That doesn't mean you're not healing. That just means that there's some scars that you're going to learn how to handle in a healthy way without it making you lose your mind. Okay? I've healed from some things. I haven't healed from everything, but I'm in a lot more better place right now because I learned tips and tricks to deal with it. So if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. You just have to put effort, time, and energy. And it's not easy, especially when you start this journey. It's not. I wish I could tell you that it is. I wish I could tell you that it just like 2 months and you do these 6 steps and then you're done and everything is fine and you'll never be bothered or traumatized again because it's a magical thing. It's continual work because you're not healing other people. You're healing yourself. You're becoming your best friend. You're becoming your lover. You're becoming your partner. You're becoming that person that would have stand up for you and protected you when you were being traumatized. And even though the universe and the higher powers and the gods and goddesses, whoever you may believe, will be like, well, I made you go through all this fire and brimstone to make you strong. Here's the thing, I didn't want to become strong. I wanted somebody to help me. I wanted somebody to hold my hand and tell me that it's okay. And they didn't come. You know what I mean? They didn't appear in the bright lights and the radiant music. It was me. I was the one trying to make it out. There's nobody saving me. I needed somebody to help me, not make me strong. And there's an annoyance and anger towards that because it's like, I get why it happened, but that's not what I wanted in the time. You know what I mean? But now you're that person that would have done it to the younger you. You're that person who would stand up for people who are going through the similar situations, who are going through a hard time. You're strong in compassion. You're strong in your heart. You're strong in your mind. You're strong in your body. You're strong in your spirits. Believe and receive. We did not want to have strength at the time. I get it. I do. I empathize. You have my empathy. I don't pity you guys, but I have sympathy for you guys. All right. There's empathy behind it because nobody wants it, but it happens. And now we're this, you know, more capable, stronger version of ourselves. I guess we needed to be strong for ourselves so that way we can be strong for ourselves and others, right? We have to have somebody show us the way, and I guess it was us guys for the chosen ones. Um, I'm being cute when I say that, but I'm also being very honest. There's a lot of anger and rage about not having somebody save you when you're going through a lot of stuff. The anger is going to be there. You are definitely going to feel mad and you're going to feel upset. And it is okay. Okay, healing requires you to be angry. And I want you to understand your anger is not something to be ashamed of. Your anger is your protector, okay? Your anger is there because people didn't treat you right. And so instead of going over there being sad, it gets angry. Why aren't you treating this person right? Why aren't you helping me, right? It needs to be understood and loved. With anger, you need to meet it with compassion. Think of anger as fire, okay? And how do you take out fire? You use water, right? And you use wind. Sometimes when you use wind, it makes the flames bigger. But when you use water, it pacifies the flames. You need to be compassionate and empathetic. That is your water. And your anger will be heard. It wants to be heard. It wants to be able to be like, yo, I'm not here trying to be the bad guy. I'm here because you needed somebody to protect you, and it was me, right? We need each other because that's the only way for you to be safe. I understand. I appreciate you guys. Like, you know, I appreciate that you were there for me when I needed you, but right now I can't be running on anger. I need to run on compassion. I need to run on peace. And I can't have peace if I'm angry all the time, right? You have to sit down while you're healing and talk to yourself like you would talk to a loving friend. Because for a long time, you haven't been kind to yourself. Okay? So, PTSD is post traumatic stress disorder. A lot of people have triggers. It is not a trend. It is not something like hashtag PTSD OMG, right? No, it's a serious, serious thing. It does mess with your health. And a lot of people lose their life to it because it's just so extreme. It's so heavy, right? So when you're dealing with forgiving yourself, working on your scars and your trauma responses and things, and allowing yourself to understand where the triggers are and how to handle them in a healthy way, you're learning to have compassion, empathy for yourself. You got to love yourself and understand why, okay? There's no room for blaming and being angry at you. You did what you had to do. You did what you had to do to survive a situation that you didn't ask to be in. That's the facts, that's the truth. So be compassionate, be kind, be loving, be sincere, be gentle while you're healing. Okay? Be a stream. Accept that the fire is there, but don't run on the flames. Now, the last three steps of healing is all about embracing yourself, building your confidence, and blocking people who are not worth your time. If you have to be with somebody who makes you feel small, unappreciated, unloved, and unaccepted, then they're not worth your time. Okay? I don't care if you're a man or a lady or whoever. You deserve to be treated with respect and you deserve kindness. So, that is something that you're going to learn how to do. Step 4, block people. Delete them from your contact. Do not talk to them anymore. Delete them from all your social medias. They had their time. I've said this all through the readings. Their subscription has ran out. There's no resubscription. You had your time to do better. You're not healthy to be around. If I have to feel small for you to feel tall, it's not worth my time at all. Choose peace of mind every time, guys. Your peace of mind and your well being is very important. And that is something you have to protect and treasure. Okay? Step 5, you're learning yourself again. Because for a long time, you haven't been accepting who you are. You haven't really listened to what your inner voice has been saying, and you've neglected yourself for a long time. Now we're learning how to love ourselves. We're learning how to embrace ourselves. We're learning, oh my goodness, we can do this, that, and the third, right? That's what we're doing. Now, the sixth step is when you have built your confidence up and now you're connecting with people who are worth your time, right? You're vibrating a lot higher. You're letting go of chains and weights that have been dragging you down, we're releasing it and reviving and rising higher and higher, achieving our goals. So, January, February, and March is all about understanding that you're doing great, work on your mental health, heal from some of the doubts and some of the things that are kind of tying into it because there's some bad habits you guys are still working out to get a lot better, okay? You're doing good. You just need to overcome a few hurdles, okay? Okay. Next up, we're going to talk about April, May, and June. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to be doing it very soon. I am putting down my extra cards because I need it for my Spanish readings, which I think I'll do tomorrow. I've been telling like Instagram and TikTok that like low key guys, I'm going to be on YouTube. I'm going to be on YouTube, man. I'm going to be working on my YouTube channel. I got a lot of listen, it's November. It's the New Year readings, okay? If I get them all out of the way, I can beat it before January comes. So we're making it happen. We're working with it, right? Yeah. Okay. April, May, and June is all about powerlessness. It's going to ask you to be vulnerable. Some of you guys have cried listening to that word. Why vulnerability? Vulnerability is for the weak. No, it's not. It's not. It takes a lot of strength to be open and honest with yourself. Okay, and I get that you can't be vulnerable and open with other people because, again, who can you trust, right? Everybody's out for themselves. And there's very few like down to earth kind people, right? So here's the thing. If you can't be honest with your friends, family, and loved ones, fine. Be honest with yourself and get the help that you need. You are doing your best. You are able to cry and have a bad day, but you cannot let your bad days take you down. So what's up with the vulnerability? Why are my air babies dealing with that? April, May, and June. What's up? Achieving goals and rest from action. This is going to be your solution for 2026. Making sure that you get enough money saved aside to live your life without killing yourself for the name of the dollar. I'm going to say it, okay? Because I know that people in America, y'all forgive me, okay? People in America, y'all forgive me because I know that it's elsewhere in the world. I want you guys to think, okay? Because I used to work the dead man shifts. So for you guys that don't know what dead man shifts are, right? Dead man shifts are hours. They're not the 9 to 5. Okay, the 9 to 5 are heavy hours. They are extreme. Dead man shifts is when you're working the 24/7, 365. I said what I said. I mean all day, every day, no break, no rest. You work all day long to pay for bills that you don't see because you're at work all the time. I used to do healthcare, right? I was a nurse. I used to do healthcare work. I took care of senior citizens mostly. And there'd be time where I'd work like at 5 or 4 different houses all day. So all month I'd be just at work. I eat, sleep at work, and I'm just working these crazy hours, like thousands and thousands and thousands of hours. Okay. Some days I slept, some days I did not sleep, but I put so much hours in. And I'm working, paying a bills for a house that I don't see, for bills that I don't use to work. At some point in time, I thought maybe I could just like, cut my lease and just live in a hotel because at this point I'm not going home. I don't see my family because kid you not, I'm working all day long. Okay? The dead man shifts are not for the weak. The people who are working those dead man shifts is not for the weak. And I call it the rat wheel because you are chasing money, working your life away, okay? And don't come for me. I'm not trying to say that hard work isn't important. I'm saying that just as hard as you work, you also have to have a life, okay? I neglected my health. I neglected my physical health, my mental health, my emotional well being because I was working. I was giving money to my family, I was giving money to myself. I'm working, 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 working. I don't break. I don't hang out with people. I didn't have time for relationships all the way. I just eat, sleep, and worked. And the money didn't even last because why? I'm spending it all on a house or like an apartment, if we're being honest, right? That I don't get to see, food that I don't get to have because I'm at work all the time. Now, it's one thing if I'm working all the time and I'm enjoying a home. I'm actually having time to enjoy the money that I'm making. No, I worked all day and all night long. Thousands and thousands of hours straight. I know you guys will not believe me, but I swear to the gods and goddesses and all that is divine, I did the dead man shifts. Dead man shifts will give you good money, but the money is never spent because it's spent on bills that you don't get to see. Endless rat wheel. Okay, if I was wise, okay, like I am now, I would have put some money aside. I would have not got an apartment. I would have stayed at a hotel because, again, I rarely get home. Okay, so I could get a hotel, stay there, go to work, and then just have it like that, right? And I would have saved a lot of money. I would. And I would have been able to save up and get a lot of things. I would have been able to get surgery on my eyes. I would have been able to buy my own house. Because again, I did the dead man shifts for like years. It wasn't just 1 year of me working 24/7. It was like 13 years. Can you imagine? 13 years off and on of working those kinds of shifts. And I have nothing to show for it except for this, which is okay. But like, there's a lot of things I would have done for myself. I did a lot of the working for my family because I was giving them things and I was giving myself things. So when you're achieving your goals and rest from action, what you're doing is you're saving money on the side. You're building a healthy cushion, a healthy nest, and you're allowing yourself to enjoy that money without killing yourself by overworking. If you're going to do the dead man shifts, I advise you guys to save some money on the side because you cannot be doing the dead man shifts forever. You know, they want you guys to work your life away without saving. Save the money, put half of it aside, and put the other half that's left over. Pay your bills, pay your expenses first. Okay, don't just take half of your money that you get paid for and then try to pay the bills. Pay the bills, pay your rents, pay the things that need to be paid. If you have leftover money, half of it in your pocket, half of it in savings. Every time you get paid, put a little bit away. Because within like a few years, 5 or 6 years, you will have a lot of money saved that you can kind of do your own thing with. If I was smart back in the day, I would have done that. I would have done that. I regret that I worked a lot of my youth just doing dead man shifts. You know, I get angry about thinking it because I'm like, I could have had so much things. And here I am, right? Empathy. Do not block all your emotions away. Feel what you need to feel, but allow yourself to have grace. You guys really need to stop being hard on yourselves. Because I see you guys blame yourself a lot. And I don't know why you guys are y'all's biggest critics. Daydreaming and wishfully thinking. Go after your dreams. Okay? Save your money. Your vulnerability is tied to the emotions that you're not dealing with. things that you may be running away from, or kind of like, I'm not very comfortable expressing this thing. Be honest with yourself and be honest with those who really love you guys. Okay? Because you can't be running away from your problems. It's not healthy. Trust me, I've done it. I know. I have ran away from my problems, baby. I'm telling you now, your problems run faster than you. That got that Michael Jordan speed. All right, give me a moment while I write the extras down. Thank you guys kindly, much appreciated. So, like I was saying, save your money. I feel like some of your stress and some of like your doubts and like your criticism is coming from the fact that you don't have a lot of financial stability, or you have financial stability but you're trying to make it last, right? Be nice to yourself, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, or whoever this reading may resonate with. Be nice. Do not be your biggest critic. You're doing what you can. Are you trying your best? Are you really trying your best? I don't want to hear I could do better. Are you doing what you can? Are you giving it your all? Are you trying your best? That's all that matters at the end of the day, that you're trying your best. You're giving it a shot and you're doing what you can and you're working on it. We're all a work in progress, okay? Even I'm a work in progress. There's a lot of things that I still need to kind of like, get a little better with. So I'm not going to come over there and be like, thou is imperfect and, that was burning in hell. Man, look, you're doing what you can and that's all that matters. You're giving it your best shot. You're giving it your best shot. You should be really proud of that, okay? So save your money so that way you can achieve your goals and have rest from the action. This is like a retirement thing. Focus on like where you want to be in like 5 years or so. Like, in 5 or 6 years, you know what I want? I want to be able to have some freedom with my finance. I want to be able to kind of take trips and do my own thing, right? Okay. Do not block out your emotions. When we are overwhelmed, exhausted, and tired, we tend to run on empathy. Empathy is a defense mechanism, okay? Think of it when your computer is overworked and it shuts itself down to restart, right? You're shutting down and you're putting yourself on autopilot with empathy. And you're going through the motions of the day, but you have no emotion. You have no thoughts. You feel nothing. You're very hollow and empty inside. And it's just kind of like, I'm just so drained. Okay? You're not crazy. You're not losing your mind. I've struggled with empathy for years and I'm taking like, you know, some vitamins or medicine, if you will, and I do meditation and things, and it helps me center myself without feeling overwhelmed and anxious and just shutting things down. Because if I don't feel it, then it can't hurt me, right? Yeah, but after a while, you have to confront it. Y'all cannot run away from your problems. Believe and receive. Your girl tried and it didn't work. If it didn't work for me, I don't think y'all can run as fast as me, bro. I don't think y'all can like be evasive like me, man. Like your problems got shoes. They got extra speed. Eventually they're going to follow you and you're going to have to face it. And the only way to level up is to face those things. Okay? Okay. Now, with the daydreaming, wishful thinking, if that's what you want, honey, put energy, time, and effort into your dreams. Just as much as you're worried about what could happen, I may not be able to do it, it may not work out. Put all that energy that you put in your doubts, put it onto your dreams. You'll see amazing difference, I promise you. If you put your energy into your dreams and what you want, you'll have motivation to go after it. You're your own masterpiece, okay? You're your own confidant. You can do whatever you want. So long as you put your mind into it and you go and focus on that, you can achieve it. All right, now we're going to talk about July, August, and September, all right? July, August, and September of 2026 for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. or whoever this year reading may be resonating. All right. Oh, that's right. I didn't tell you guys. So July, August, and September is all about endurance, diligence, and strength. What are we focusing on? What are we being like persistent with? And what is going to go over there and lift us up, right? So time, energy, and effort. What are we putting our time, energy, effort in? And how do we make sure that it's beneficial? It works for us. It allows us to grow. It allows us to get success and things of that nature. Okay, I'm about to pull it out. Jesus, two of them pulled out. You only need one. Okay. New ideas. This card has popped up like 4 or 5 times for you guys. Yeah, one. What was it? Couldn't pop up one time. It popped up more. Really? Only one time? Huh. What? I mean, I guess this is the second time, but new ideas and this is why, because it's the same thing for your relationships. So yeah, it did pop up 3 times. So for your reason of being like having time, energy, and effort is all due to new ideas. We're figuring out new ways to solve our problems, be creative, and tap into our duality. Duality is a powerful thing. Not everybody has it. Communication, ethics, and introspection is going to help you with your new ideas. Make sure that whatever you go by, right? Whatever opportunities you go for, it allows you to have communication. You're able to have people listen to you. You can listen to them. It's healthy, right? It ties into your morals, ethics, and it kind of taps into who you are as a core, okay? So, introspection, being able to understand yourself and see yourself. If you need something that ties into energy, time, and effort, make sure that it is something that really does match you, okay? I like helping people. I also like doing witchy things. And I kind of can do both with this business. I'm helping you guys with the card readings and I give advice and counseling. And I help you guys with, like, hey, if you're feeling kind of low and sluggish or if you're having problems sleeping, try these herbs, okay? Try like this meditation, try this sound, try doing this one. It may help you guys, right? It allows me to be creative and allows me to help people. And that's what I like. I like making sure everybody's okay. I picked a lot of jobs that allowed me to help people feel better. So, like, that's something in my core. So, what's your core? Well, who are you as a person and what kind of opportunities are you looking for? Okay. And understand that any opportunity that is new is going to require some hard work and dedication. Don't give up just because you have a few setbacks. That's okay. Get up, dust yourself off, and keep on going. You're going to achieve it. It just requires a little challenge. You have to be not afraid to take it on. All right. All right. What's your outcome, guys? What is your outcome? New insight and realization, seeing things for what they are. Do not lie to yourself, guys. Remember, for your spiritual growth, we're seeing things for what they are, what they can be, and what it will become. We're seeing with clear quartz. We're seeing the energy, we're seeing the situation, we're seeing the person, we're seeing the things as they are, not what we want them to be. Okay, and that is not easy. It is not, but it's very important for you guys to understand. Put your time, energy, and effort in things that work for you, tie into your character, and allows you to be creative because you guys are very creative people. Gemini, you're intelligent with your creativity. Libra, you're good at strategy and you're very charismatic. Aquarius, you guys just have that vibe. That, like, easy going but very hard working, but at the same time really fun. You guys have that interesting personality. Y'all can work with it. All of you guys have the capability to gain your dreams and do whatever you want. Make sure you're putting your time, energy, and effort in things that work for you, things that make you happy, and also allows you to be yourself, okay? You don't want to have a job that makes you feel like you have to be somebody else. You have to be like an imposter, right? Anyways, I know that I'm talking a lot and I'm trying not to make it too long, but I also want to get into details and just like, explain like, hey, this is what's up, this is what's going to happen, this is how to take it, okay? All in all, y'all's reading is going pretty good. Just a little bit of like, insecurities that you guys should probably work on. We all have them, so don't feel ashamed. We all have our insecurities. I have mine, you guys have yours. We're all learning how to handle it a lot better, so be nice, right? Be nice to yourself. Okay, I wrote down our extras. Yeah, let's get into October, December, and November for my air babies, whether you're born underneath the zodiac sign or maybe you have it in, your birth chart or something, or perhaps you're just somehow stopped and watched this video and it's kind of getting to where you guys are at right now, right? It's resonating with you. Fear not, all are welcome, right? So October, November, and December is all about the Three of Spades. This is talking about miscommunication and misunderstanding. Do not waste your time with people who do not communicate. Don't do it. Don't be like, well, if I communicate with them more than they communicate with me, they'll finally understand how communication works. No, they won't. Not really, no. I've done it all, guys. I've done it all. I put time, energy, and effort in people who really just didn't care. So, like, don't do it. Don't waste all those times, all those months, all those days and hours trying to convince somebody to treat you right. If they're going to mistreat you, they already made their decision. They're not worth your time. Okay? They're not worth it. When it comes to miscommunication and misunderstanding, some people may not understand what you want. There could be like a language barrier, or maybe how you express yourself is not what they're used to, right? Communication takes time, patience, and understanding. You have to be smart on how you talk to people because some people are not who they say they are. Like how my mom says, not all smiling faces are smiling for you. Some of them are smiling behind your back with knives ready. Okay? We live in like a two-faced world. And it's been two-faced for years. Okay? Everybody wants like a genuine connection, but nobody wants to be a genuine person. And the people who are genuine, the people who are authentic, the people who are kind, they just don't want to deal with fake people. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I don't want to deal with fake people. I stick to myself. Okay, because I'm like, do I have patience to deal with dumb people? No. Do I want to get thrown into jail for losing my temper because I end up shouting at somebody and escalates? No. So, best not having to entertain all that, right? Anyways, I'm sorry, I have to just move around because I'm sitting down in one place. So, yeah, like I was saying, right? Be able to understand who you're communicating with and understand who puts effort and time, energy for you. If you're communicating with them, if you're expressing yourself and they understand you and they receive you, right, with open arms and authenticity, and you receive them the same, that is a good communication. That is probably a good person to talk to. Some people will choose to ignore you, pretend that they don't hear you or that they don't understand. And other people takes time and patience. And it takes some grace because they may not get what you're saying, but they're trying their best to. All right, so why are we having miscommunication for the last 3 months? What's up with that? Right? Discord, dishonor, and hollow victory. Encouragement, enjoying fruits of your labor. Oh, be careful, guys. Whew. Okay, untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft. So let's get into it because we had that one good card and now we have these ones. Um, no, it's not bad. It just means that there's some hiccups that you guys need to be aware of, okay? So straighten it out. All right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna kind of like untuck this thing because um okay, so like I was saying, the reason why we're having miscommunication, misunderstanding for October, November, and December is all due to discord, dishonor, and hollow victory. This card is kind of about like people who are disrespectful and rude, people who put you in impossible situations. They cause a lot of like chaos, stress, and just functional energy, right? And it's a very uncomfortable feeling. It's kind of like when you have to see them, your whole body dreads. You're just kind of like, I really don't want to have to put up with them, but I have to. And it's just like overwhelming at best, right? Hollow victories are bittersweet, right? Is kind of like this. You are going to have to let go of some people that you may not want to do. You may have to go over there and kick them out of your life, remove them from your life, and it's somebody that you really wanted to work out with, but it's just not in the cards. Yes, I'm being cute with some card puns, but I'm also being very honest. Like some people are not meant to be in your life. Whether you really work hard on it and whether you really want it, some people are just not meant to be there on this journey with you. Why? Because they're not healthy to be around. And it's a victory and it's sweet that you don't have to deal with their chaos and their abuse and their nonsense, but it's also bitter and hollow because you really wanted it to work out with this person or in this situation and it didn't work out the way that you wanted. It's okay. Just understand that some people are there for a ride, they're not really there for the whole journey. Okay? Some people are put in your life to teach you things. Life is full of lessons and blessings, and I'm going to tell you this now. The sooner you understand that, the better you're going to be. Because everybody thinks that, well, if you're going through countless lessons, right? Then where the fuck are the blessings? Like, if I've been learning all these things, where's my blessings? Where's the receiving? I'm tired of having to learn the same thing over again. You're learning the same thing over again because you're repeating something. Okay? You keep getting bad partners. There's something that you're doing that is attracting those people. I've attracted a lot of people, and a lot of them were lessons and blessings, okay? There's no shame in it. I didn't take time to learn myself before I got into a relationship. So when I got out of one relationship, I run to the next relationship, and the one after that, and the one after that, and the one after that, until I stopped and, like, you know what? None of these things are working. There's something that I'm doing that's wrong, but what, right? And when I took time to understand that, this is some things that I contributed, these are things I did not contribute. Let me work on this thing so that way when I get into another relationship, I'm a more healthier partner, right? I know how to handle things a lot better, right? There's no shame in repeating lessons, but you have to accept that there's a lesson that needs to be learned in order for you to get what you want. Because the universe and the higher power just doesn't like giving you the same thing over and over and over again. They want you to level up, but you're not learning something. There's something that you're repeating, something that you're not getting. So that way, when it happens again, right? Because they're going to give you a test after a lesson, right? When you go to school, after you're done doing a lesson, what do they give you? They give you tests, they give you quizzes, they give you exams. The same thing in life. The universe, God, Jesus, the Holy Ghost, the higher power, whatever it may be, they're going to give you tests. If you pass the test because you learned the lesson, now you can get blessings. Now you can go into some other lesson or to a new level, right? And keep leveling up. But you got to learn what you're doing. And that requires you to really sit down with yourself and look at things clearly like, yo, I'm noticing I'm kind of attracting these kinds of people. I think that I need to take a break and really like hear what they're telling me because a lot of times people talk about themselves, right? So hear what they're saying about themselves. If they say I'm a selfish person, I'm kind of like, aggressive, I get angry fast. Listen to them. Believe what they're saying. They admitted to it. They admitted to these things. Don't go over there and be like, oh, I don't think they're that angry. Oh, they're probably just saying that, just whatever. No. If someone says they're not ready, they're not ready. If someone says they got this problem, they got the problem. Believe what people tell you the first time, bro. Don't go over there and pretend that it doesn't exist. It's not going to help you. So please, for all that is good and divine, take your time. See things as they are, not what you want them to be. Because I promise you, it's going to keep on repeating itself until you learn what's going on. Not everybody meant to be with you, baby. Not everybody's meant to be with you. She's not meant to be with you. He's not meant to be with you. They're not meant to be with you. It's okay. It's okay. Some people are just not going to make it. There's other people coming into your life that are worth it, okay? Okay. Now, great wealth and, encouragement and pray to the gods and goddesses that they're safe. They're working really hard and I don't want them to get hurt. Um, I'm gonna try not to do this while I'm doing videos because I do this when I'm like worried. And I'm like, oh, maybe can you see me now? Okay, enough of the jokes. Let's get to business. Encouragement, enjoying fruits of your labor is gonna help you guys a lot about getting rid of people who are not really there for you. Do they encourage you? Do they truly encourage you and lift you up? Get the people that are like, yo, bro, you're doing great. What's up, Libra? What's up, Gemini? What's up, Aquarius? Yo, bro, look at what you're doing. Hey, this is amazing. Look at all this. I'm proud of you, right? Work hard for what you want, guys. And also surround yourself with support. Don't forget to be your own support too, okay? It's important to have people to encourage you and lift you up, but don't forget that you're your own cheerleader too, okay? It's important to have the support group and for you also to be your own supporter. All right. Now, this untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft. Do not entertain yourself with liars. Don't entertain yourself with people who are deceivers. Do not entertain yourself with people who rob you of money, time, energy, and effort. It's not worth it. It's 2026. We not bringing that on, bro. Like, listen, at the end of the month, the last 3 months of 2026, and y'all gonna go over here and entertain these people. By then, we going into 2027. We really gonna be doing all that? No, listen, you had your chance. You decided to play games. Now you get dumb prizes. Don't be going out here playing dumb games, trying to look like you're slick and you're not. And then you get mad because you didn't win a prize. You got a dumb prize because you played a dumb game. I'm going to sound so mean, but I really want you guys to have that mentality. I want you guys to be like, look, if it does not make sense, why are we entertaining it? If you wouldn't, like, here's the thing, if you don't know if it's right or wrong, this is what I do a lot, okay? Because I have my family and I have a friend. If my friend or if my family or if somebody like you guys came to me with the problem that I'm facing, right? So let's just say for, argument's sake, I have a person whose name is Charles, okay? And they're a family member and they're really mean. Like they're just rude all the time and they blame you for everything and they make you feel small. And when you go out with Charles, Charles has the audacity to curse in front of everybody and yell at you so that way everybody can look at you and you can feel ashamed. Because why? Charles is just a mean son of a gun. Okay, like that's just who Charles is. Charles is a bully. Charles will bully you and then he will push your buttons. Okay? He'll get into your face and push you. And when you lose your temper, you lose your cool and you swing back at Charles, Charles will act like he didn't do anything wrong. Right? There's a reason why I'm telling this story. No, their name is not really Charles, but we're using that name, as a code word for this particular person I'm talking about because I don't like putting people on full blast. And you guys tell me that you guys are dealing with that. And I'm like, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm being me. Because Charles is like 70 years old. Okay. I've known Charles for like 5 or 6 years, right? And he's just always been that way, but I always assumed that maybe he had a reason, right? And I'm like, Charles can be nice when Charles wants to be. Charles can be your best friend, but the next day he can be your worst enemy. And I'm like, maybe I'm just overthinking, right? And you guys tell me the same problem. I'd be like, no, bro, you're not overthinking. Charles is a hoe. I'm sorry. We're all thoughts, okay? We're all somebody's villain in the story. But Charles seems like a mean guy, right? Why are we dealing with Charles? We should just kick Charles to the curb. I'm not going to entertain somebody who's going to push me out of my. I'm not going to jail, guys, because I lost my temper. I'm not going to go over there because I'm going to jail because I shouted at somebody in a public place and they pushed me and I got upset and I pushed them back. Like, if it's like that, no. Why are we dealing with this mess, right? Because I put it in somebody else's thing. If you don't know if it's right or wrong, ask yourself if your loved one, right? If somebody you cared about comes to you with the same problem, how would you advise them? And then take that advice. Because sometimes, especially when you've gone through a lot, or you're dealing with like difficult people all the time, right? You don't know if it's just if you're tripping or like they're the ones that are tripping. Like they're the ones that are starting all this. It's not me, it's them. Ask yourself if your loved one came to you, bro. Like if my sister, if you guys, if my friend came to me and had a problem with somebody called Charles and this is what they're dealing with, I'd be like, yo, bro, Charles got to get voted off the island. R.I.P. to Charles. But Charles not gonna be nah. We not dealing with that. Do I look like Boo Boo the Fool to you? No, I'm not dealing with it. Why? Right? Yet I will go over there if I think only for myself. It's all in my head. It's not all in my head. This person is a character. I don't want to deal with that. Don't forget to put yourself in other people's shoes or ask other people or something. Like, think about it as reversed, okay? Because it can help you guys solve a lot of those kinds of problems. All right. So, oh, shoot. Did I put it down? Let me make sure I wrote it. I did not write it. Okay. I'm on a roll, man. I know that you guys are going to most likely get this edit like tomorrow because like it's the 11th when I'm doing this video. I think you guys are going to see it on the 12th. So, hi, future people. What's good with you? Right? What's up? Anyways, yeah. Don't feel bad about kicking people out of your life. You don't need to deal with untruthful people. If they seem fugazi, suspicious, kind of weird, don't entertain it. This year really going to be teaching you guys how to be patient with yourself, be wise, and not entertain things that don't make sense. Bless you. But yeah. Okay. Now we're going to get into the good stuff, guys. We're going to get into your obstacles, your solutions, and the main theme of 2026 for my air babies or whoever this reading may resonate with, right? I'm 30 years old and my joints sound like Rice Krispies. I swear, I do not look my age, man. I feel like I'm 90 years old, but like mentally 27, right? And like physically like 30 to 28. But mentally, at least 92. I feel far older in my mind than I do in like, things. Okay. So hard work and reliability is the reason why you guys may be struggling with new opportunities, okay? New job, new home, new relations, new things. Hard work and reliability. Make sure whatever opportunities you go after is hardworking and reliable. You can rely on them and it works for you. It's also something that you got to put work and reliability into, okay? All right. Stinginess and possessiveness. This goes in 4 ways. Let me have a sip of my Miranda, and then we shall get into that tea. Okay? Okay. We have to start to become fancy. Pinkies up, guys. Pinkies up. That's how fancy people drink their soda. It's like this. Just. Okay. I'm sitting down for a minute, so I gotta stretch. I've been in this specific spot for a while now, so gotta pop my back into place, man. All right. So stinginess and possessiveness, let's get into it. What does that mean? It means being greedy and controlling. So if I'm being stingy and possessive of my money, I'm making sure that I save my money, right? I'm putting stuff aside. I'm very controlling and greedy about how I use it, how much goes out. If I'm being stingy and possessive of people, I'm controlling people. Okay? You do as I say when I say it. If I say jump and you say how high and I say 20 feet, you better jump 4,000, right? I control you, I own you. Again, I wouldn't be that kind of person because I don't want to be told what to do. And I don't, like, here's the thing, I don't mind listening to somebody. I don't want to have like somebody that thinks that they're in the boss, like they're just going to tell me what to do and I'm going to do it, right? Because I'm like, no, it's called free will. If that was the case, we wouldn't have free will. I don't like bossy people. If you want me to do something, be polite. Ask politely, and I most likely will help you. But if you're just going to be rude, why should I do it for you, right? I dealt with too many rude people when I was working, man. I don't like dealing with it now. I think I've gotten a little bit more, I definitely gotten a lot more sterner as my ages have gone up, right? But at the same time, I'm incredibly laid back. I'm kind of like, as long as you're cool, I'm cool. But if you're going to be mean, then I guess we're being mean together. Like, I'm just going to match your energy at this point. I don't care. I'm too old, man. I'm too old to be dealing with this nonsense. Again, 30 is not old, but I, been there, done that, man. I don't care. We're going to have attitude, we're going to have attitude. But you started this. I'm just matching what you threw out. But some people are very controlling and bossy and possessive. People are not meant to be controlled. People are meant to be loved, accepted, and understood. And like, if you're going to talk to somebody, talk to them with respect. Pull them aside, have one on one conversation with them, and be like, hey, I have a problem here. I didn't like when you did that. I just wanted to understand maybe where you're coming from, right? Have empathy, but also respect people's because respect is earned. It's not like given freely, right? If I respect you, it's because you've earned my respect. I know that sounds really silly, but like I will be respectful and kind to first chance, but the moment I hint like some disrespectfulness, some fugazi shadiness, I don't really respect you anymore. But I give you a chance. I give you respect first, but I demand the respect back. Um, like I was saying, right? Stinginess and possessive on people, stingy and possessive on money. There is another one. There's like four that we're going to talk about. We're on our third, right? Is being stingy and possessive of your possessions. I'm very like possessive about my cards because again, I use them for readings. Okay. And sometimes you guys have long readings. Like it will take like two parts. Like, oh, I want to have a general reading, but I want to have it in great detail. And we may be having like half of it being read. And then that means, okay, well, you know what? Don't worry about it. um come back again. And so I have your cards already set out. And if somebody comes in by mistake and like mixes up my cards, then I have to start it over again. And that's something that really gets on my nerves. I also don't want other people's energies to be touching my things. Like I don't know what your intentions are. Why are you messing with my stuff? Right? So we have some things that we're kind of possessive about. And for the most part, if you guys were like, if anybody needed to use my stuff and they ask, for the most part, I'll say yeah. Like I'm okay with sharing. I just don't like people taking things without asking. I feel like that's rude. Now, the fourth type of stinginess, which I think is really important for you guys, because again, we are talking about spending our time with necessary people. Stinginess with who you spend time with, right? Who deserves your time? Who deserves your present? Who deserves you being in their life, and who does not? If they don't deserve you being in their life, then it is okay to be very stingy with how you hang out with them or what you give to others, because you have to be with people that give the same way you give out. Like if I give you compassion, understanding, and kindness, give it back to me. I'm not going to tolerate disrespect and then keep on being nice. Like, no. That person that I used to be that used to take that is not there anymore. Oops. Okay. 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 New ideas. I'm sorry, not new ideas, new opportunities and things as your outcome. So again, if you work on being very like picky on who you spend your time with, how you handle your money and your energy, as well as being hardworking and reliable, okay? Whatever opportunity opens itself to you, dedicate yourself to it. Okay, put it 110%. Know that it may be a little bit rough, but you're going to do it. You're going to follow through. Don't just go over there because it got hard and run away. That is how you can get your great wealth and inheritance, okay? And I just got to put it down. A solution that I think you guys, again, are going to be doing a lot of is achieving your goals and rest from action. The Four of Clovers has popped up at least, right? Okay. This Four of Clovers, it has popped up, my God. Like, shoot. One, really? Two, three times. I really thought it. Oh, okay, I was right. One. Sorry. Does it matter? No. Am I curious? Yes. Will we get to the reading? Yep. We shall. One, two. And yeah. Okay. So I guess three times. Huh. All right. Let's get into it. So, achieving our goals and rest from action again is the retirement card. I feel like you guys are working towards being able to retire and not really have to kill yourself working all the time because you have saved money and now you have some stability left, right? So, how do we get it? Achieving goals and rest from action. So, how do we get achieving goals and rest from action? By doing the same thing. Duh, that's the obvious answer. Jesus. Okay. Cool. Juggling resources and waiting on results is how we can get to our goals, right? We need to make sure that we put our eggs in more than one basket and see which one falls through and then go for it. Outcome. What's the outcome for you guys? Whew, Jesus. Oh, I don't want any of those. Energy and disorganization. So make sure that whatever, resources hopefully fall in place for you guys, it is not dysfunctional energy, okay? It is somewhere that is organized and it doesn't go over there and drain your energy, time, and effort. Again, use your time wisely. Make sure you go after things that you can do and things that are going to be beneficial for you that you want. Don't just do it because it's beneficial, but you don't want to do it. Do something that has your passion. If you like helping people, go to a job that ties into that. If you like working with your hands, go to a job that ties to that. If you like working in office and paperwork, do a job that ties into that. Do something that ties into what you like. Okay, a lot of us get jobs that we don't like because the money is good and we follow it for the money. Our life is too short. Like if you have an opportunity to do something that you like doing and you get paid for it, why not go for that? I understand you're working a job that you don't like till you get to that. But why would we settle for something like that? Because I've been there a little bit. Like I didn't really like restaurant business, but I really like the customers, right? The customers were the reason why I kind of like stayed in there for a minute because I'm like, oh, my regulars are fucking sweet. Like they're groovy, bro. I love them. But mm, some people I had to work with are just, you know, yeah, yeah, get it. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. It is not for the weak. So yeah, to order to get your solution for achieving your goals and rest from action again, juggling resources, waiting on results. We're waiting on results to fall in place. And we want to make sure whatever opportunities open themselves up to us, it's organized and it doesn't drain our energy. That way we can achieve our goals and be able to take it easy. We're not just killing ourselves working to like we're 95 years old. If that's what you want, great. There's nothing wrong with that. But you also have to be able to enjoy and live your life. Take time for yourself, guys. Take time for yourself. Be smart in how you work. Okay? Be wise. Because if you don't know how to work hard, you're not going to achieve anything. And if you work too hard and not really live your life, you're going to have a lot of regrets. And you're going to have some resentment in there. All right. The main theme for 2025, and I'm really surprised it didn't really pop up, right? It's the King of Hearts. 2026 is really going to push you guys to be wise, patient, and diplomatic. Be wise and patient with yourself. Be wise and patient with others. And be diplomatic. Diplomatic is all about, like, it's just a fancy term, right? For a compromiser, somebody who can meet in the middle, combine ideas and take turns, or agree to disagree. Sometimes we want people to believe what we believe and do what we do. And if they don't believe what we believe and do what we do, then they're wrong and they're evil. Some people believe things differently. I believe in the universe. I believe that we're all connected and we should treat each other with respect and you should match people's energies and intentions. If you have a bad attitude, then okay, fine. I know that I'm not going to deal with you. If you're very kind, respectful, and sweet, I'm going to be kind, respectful, and sweet. But I don't have time to deal with things that don't make no sense. Okay? So that's just like what I believe. I believe we should just be kind and respectful and sweet. Why should we be mean and rude to each other? Life is hard as it is. Why make it more difficult, right? So yeah, be wise with yourself. Be patient. You're doing good. You're not going to get everything all in one day. It takes time. Okay, work towards your goals and achieve them. Celebrate them. So why is 2026 teaching you guys all about wisdom, patience, and diplomacy? Okay? Agree to disagree. Some people are not going to see eye to eye with you. You don't have to make somebody believe what you believe and do what you do. There is beauty in duality and difference and mutability in things, okay? Everybody is different. And that makes the world beautiful because that means there's different ways to learn off of one another. We can see it in different viewpoints. We can, see what it's like on another way. All right. What is the cause of pain? Endurance, diligence, and strength, time, energy, and effort, which is the same theme for July, August, and September. Making sure that we use our time, energy, and effort wisely. We're patient with ourselves and the process. And we try to combine ideas, take turns, and try things one at a time, right? Agree to disagree. You can't always make everybody win, and you're not going to always agree with others. Family contentment and joy is going to help you with your time, energy, and effort. Make sure that you have your support team. This is the same thing that's going to help you with work, right? And the outcome for the theme. Sucker flew, guys. It flew. It's two of them. I don't think it's inside. All right. Sorry. The outcome is going to be wisdom, patience, and diplomacy. So make sure you use your time, energy, and effort to go after your goals. Make sure that you rely on your support team, as well as make sure that you know that you got this. You're doing good, right? Support yourself and allow others to support you. And all in all, yeah, you guys are going to be fine this year. Just make sure that you put a lot of time, energy, and effort into things that make sense. Don't feel bad for putting up healthy boundaries and not dealing with things that are not worth your time. Okay? If people love you, they will respect you, they will understand where you're coming from, and they're not going to make you feel guilty. So, nine of clovers, 10 of hearts, king of hearts. Okay. The laughing Ivisons. Alrighty. So that concludes the air signs reading. Just to like summarize the whole thing for you guys, just so you guys can have that, right? This coming year is going to teach you guys how to really stand your ground and go after what you want. Do not doubt your dreams. Do not think that your dreams are ridiculous and silly. They're not. You can achieve them. Heal, okay? Really heal. Forgive yourself for your past actions. Work on certain scars that are kind of causing you to question or make you feel a little insecure. Work on your triggers and your PTSD. Block people who are not really meant to be in your life. And even though it's hard, and it may make you feel really sad because you wanted it to work out, certain people are not meant to be in there. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay, yeah, hold on. So anyways, like I was saying, heal, use your time, energy, and effort wisely. As always, slay the day, be happy and be gay. Peace out, guys. Bye. Hold on, I'm still on live. You guys got this, don't worry.